Hello everybody, this is Mary from Bond Gaming, and today we're at Vault 88. Now I sort of built a vault. It was a case of whether I build a vault or don't build a vault, so we'll see how it goes. I also wanted to talk about the items that I'm using in here as well. So I can go in here to creations for a moment. I'm using the Residence toolbox, some of the Atom Cats City Pad, the Build It Rusty Shack. I'm not using Cozy Camping. Old School Cool. I could be using some of that. Tickets, please. The Bubble Pop Factory stuff. Build Kit. Cloth and wire shacks, the Boston bottles, a blue barrel and a machine for the medical area is given with that. Finding the bottles can be very problematic, but when you do find them, you get new recipes. The build kit in green, the Easter celebration, the decor kit, the storage furnishing, build kit as advertised, build kit Minuteman shacks, the gardener's toolbox, shelter chic, which is the Vault-Tec thing. I'll talk about that when I get to it. Al's junk lights, classic miscellaneous items which you craft yourself, modular military tents. I'm not using that today, but I do have that. Barriers and sandbags, and that's it, just so you know what I'm using here. So we're going to open the vault. So the last time I did the vault, I had a huge issue with it, and that was because I couldn't clear the build cap limit. I had to go around the whole of the whole vault, and what I had to do was reactivate all of the other workshops in the place, and eventually I was able to clear it. Another issue I had was that in the main atrium area, about 30 ghouls or so spawned in there, and with that 4 or 5 of my settlers were killed. That's how I ended up building it the last time. This time around I cleared everything in the tunnels, got rid of everything. I only wanted to build in the main area. And when I got past the first build cap limit bar, I cleared the whole thing with just left a little sliver. And I built the majority of this without that moving. So I can't tell you how many build bars I went. But after setting down some neon lights, etc., it began to fill up. But the majority of this was built with just that. So, as I said, another issue, some form of a glitch. So as you see when we walk in here, obviously we have the Vault 88. This would be the area for the raiders to attack. It doesn't matter whether your door is closed or open. They will come. Funnily enough, though, when I was building this, and anybody who knows when you're building the vault, you will be attacked. I was not, which is odd, but there again, I did not connect the water. So I put a turret down here. I have another one sort of hidden in here. I have turrets up here, one here. And I decided, well, I didn't want the 2 doors open here. So we'll go back around and we will shut the door again. But this would be part of the Easter thing with painted Easter eggs and stuff like that. So we're just going to close this again. So while that's going on, I put a load of items in here, rubbish and, well, but they're not really rubbish, but to look that way. I didn't want the other door area open. Now, I think this became a problem for my provisioner because he couldn't actually leave the vault, which was very odd. It was only when I fast traveled out and came back, he was gone. So, yeah. Another thing I've done in here, for the first time ever, I've brought the visiting traders in because of the type of vault this is. So now is our door shut now? Yeah. So it might actually stop raiders coming through. I do not know. As I said, I haven't been attacked here as of yet. So as you come through here, obviously you're going to remove all your rads, etc. And this, I've decided, this is all the sandbag things and all that. So I put what you call turrets in here because this would be the main area that you come through. So we can close that door as well. I place these in here. And yes, I like the wires going through the area. I think it's, well, it looks more natural. Like, I don't think our survivor would know much about electricity and all that type of thing. So I kept this area here. So now I'll explain about people who are in here because 37 people arrived here on their own. He's one from the residence toolbox. So I've just placed these things around here. Yeah. But that's a she, is it? It's usually a male that I get. He's one that I spawned in as well. And yes, I have animals in here with the residence toolbox. This is our main security person. Now this cat, I had to push that way over there, the bowl, because the cat loves climbing up on this desk and heading out there. Now this guy I spawned in, he's just a security guy. And over here, as I said, we have this bed. Now she does not use that bed, even though obviously she's on security, but somebody else comes down here and uses that bed.
Yes.
So yeah. So they're those two are spawned in, and there are 4 children in here that I spawned in as well. So if I look at my map for a moment here, there's 43 people in here. As I said, 37 people came in here on their own. So that's, as I said, the way we came in here. This is brings us back out there. So you can just see I just have it all closed up. The reason I put these doors on here, there's quite a bit of difficulty getting, not for me, but for others getting through them. So the way I looked at it was, well, if they have difficulty getting through it, I dare say raiders will as well. So around here, I have my 3 companions waiting on me. This is where we would have the actual reactor that comes with the place. And of course, you cannot, I'll go over here. You have no access to this. You can't turn it on or turn it off. But at some point, that will fail and you'll have to repair it, whether you do the missions with Barlow or not. For the first time ever, I killed Barlow and took the vault. And as I said, I had no intention of building it. So I just put and these just sit up on top of this. There's no need to maneuver them onto this. They sit up there. So I put these doors on it again. As I said, they'll always go for your reactors when you're in here. And this would be what was the other opening. So I still have it set up as an opening. So I just did this with it. Now, originally I had a chair in here, and all of the settlers would just come down to sit in this chair. Now, this is the other decor, the thing I mentioned, that everything has been restored. So these are containers in here. I have 3 toilets, and I have wash hand basins in here as well. So that's what this stuff turned into. Now, of course, I can lock this, but hopefully I don't have to. But I just have everything here just in case we are attacked. We go down through here. And of course, at this point of the vault, these areas will not clean up here for you. So it's only as you get into the other area of the vault that things will clean up. They've already opened these doors because obviously I have a lot of people in here. So this is, now we're walking into a vault. Of course, we have our cold water and our red water, our hot water with the red pipes. So that's sort of what you can see here. And yes, I had to fast travel out and fast travel in again to get the actual plants to bloom. It's the only way I could do that. So you have a look at it here. As I said, there are dogs and cats in here as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the interior of the vault first. So there's two ways of, for some reason, oh, we have a cat here. Right, well, the cat will find its own way around. For some reason, I've never seen this before, the settlers are walking here and they're getting jammed. Yeah, but it's the vault. Nothing surprises you about the vault. And I'm not trying to be smart. It's actually very annoying building a vault and it becomes extremely tedious. Now in here I put our clinic. So you can have a look out that window here, out here. So this is our clinic and she's actually doing scavenging here but using a mop. We have our doctor. I'm using the resident's toolbox for her to stand at the desk. Around here, of course, we have our fridge full of blood products. And this is our operating area. You can have a look down there. So this would be our operating theatre. And so far we don't need it. This is the machine I was talking about that comes with the Boston bottles. And it's an inoculation machine against smallpox. And you can take it and then it just wears off. Now, she's one of the most annoying settlers. She just stands around, etc. And if you do find her in other parts of the vault, she just stands there. She doesn't even go to bed. So anyway, these is our, as I said, would be the beds for our sick. But of course, obviously, the other people use them. And around here, of course, we have, I put these new ones in. These are from the Vault Tech thing I was talking about earlier on. So in here is our cafeteria. Now, the main problem I have is when you build a proper bar, cafeteria, whatever you want to call it, restaurant, and when you start putting the items out to do with Vault-Tec, they don't use any of these things. So the odd person will come in here, but I didn't bother with it. I had put some beer and everything up here, but of course they just fall down, as I said. Some places I've gotten away with it. So over here, I built our gym. I have to wait for him to pass now. No, he's waiting on me now. Oh, God. I wanted to put stuff under here, but I've gone way over the limit, guys. So, yeah, I'm going around the other way. So I put this in here. This would be our shower. And just, it's a bit of a bathroom area. If you can close the door, and that would be very helpful. There we go. So I built this with the idea that when people are sitting here, they sort of encourage others to keep going. Here they can do push-ups. I have, as I said, the resident's toolbox. They can do push-ups here. I put some stuff around, like, as well. But I got this statue with the Minuteman thing that I mentioned there at the start. I placed some food products. This would be one of the things that you craft from, I think it's Fallout 3, as far as I know, some of these items. And we got the cannons with the Minuteman items as well. So they love this area. So I placed some of these things. This is a Boston tea cake here. And you can, once you find some of the items to do with this Estonian barrel that comes with the bottles, um, you can actually craft new items. So, as I said, they're very happy in this area. They don't always use the gym items, which I find peculiar, but they don't always use them. So to hear that noise, that's a bell, that's that inoculation wearing off. So now we go up the stairs here. And yes, I'm going to have a whole lot of frame rate problems, guys. I sort of overdid it. So you can look down here on this. And then this way, I said we go into our classroom. And we'll go out there in a minute. So obviously I put a security guard here. We have drinks and we have their little lunch boxes. I put 2 girls and 2 boys in here. I put toys down here so they can sit down. And the children will read the newspaper, but it looks as if they're reading something. Now they usually travel to other areas where you have the same setup for them. But so far these have not. So this is our nature table here. Yeah, I was going to put do a blackboard. I said, oh no, you can see the frame rates are really bad. So you go out here. Down here, I should have a guy standing here for scavenging. He warms his hands there. This is our market. So here we have our clothing store. I do not use the mannequins or whatever they are. This is our trader guy. And of course, to bring people into different areas, I put these things in. We have our barber. And then Slocum's Joe is working again completely. So let me see if I can talk to her.
Looking to buy?
Yeah, we'll just barber her for a minute.
Here's what I've got.
Now, as you can see, she has the bottle caps and she has everything. So Slocum's Joe is working again. I didn't buy anything from her on purpose. So as we go out here, and if we go up this stairs here,
Yes.
you can look out bits and pieces here. You'll find that not all the settlers, of course, will stand on roofs. This is technically the children's bedroom. Of course, the children do not use beds. So settlers do. So you can hear they will not use this bed. Now I'm having frame rate drop. I have to slow down, guys. Yeah. So far the children have not made their way up here. So I'm sort of saying, well, one of the dogs will come up here. I spawned the dog up here. I spawned the cat up here. And usually they stay where you spawn them. No, they went back down the stairs. But anyway, we just assume that a dog comes up here and minds the children at night. So yeah. So that's their area. And I'm down to 21 FPS. Okay, so I'm just going to saunter down the stairs because we have to go over here. And this is where I decided I'm having no more of this building a vault effort. So first of all, we'll go to our furthest point, okay? The reason that these items are all cluttered here is because several settlers would just stand here. And it was like as if they were stuck. They couldn't move. So once I put these here, they had to get around them. And that's why all these things are here. So this would be residential. Go up here. Now, and these have been sort of decorated, but as I get further on, they're not that decorated. I just needed to finish the thing. So we have this is another one about the refurbished furniture. And I think we needed that as well. So I'm getting frame rate drops again. So yes, hopefully we get through this. Let's go down here. And I wanted to put posters up all over the place and signs, but yeah, the game didn't like that at all. So up here in this way, you see that shuttering? Don't like it. Yeah, go up here. Now, these are 2 residential homes. I just put sliding doors on them. And as you can see, they're just very bare. Yeah. So I wanted to put these up here to fill in space. And this is just basically the same. Nobody has claimed this bed yet. But the thing about it is they're all technically claimed. I was amazed there a couple of days ago. I went to a bed and I said, this bed is in use. You cannot use it. So, yeah, there we go. So over here, I have clinic on these.
Yes.
This would be our optician guy here with this thingamajig. And that's just his desk. So I'm closing the door to stop frame rates dropping. So over here.
I can patch you up if you need it.
Yeah, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. This again, I put this in here. We have our surgeon. I didn't dress them up because I think that would be a bunch of codders. But anyway, I put a bed here just in case. And I set up like a first aid clinic here. We should bleed to death in a little bit or that.
Yes.
I'm closing that again. The reason that turret is there is sometimes they get jammed here and I have to move them. And I placed a load of stuff up here because they keep, pushing themselves up here onto this area, which is very annoying. So then we go out here. Up here. This area here is residential. So we have 2 people that sleep in here. And the lighting in here is basically from the lighting that was provided by the vault. And I thought it was a good idea to use it that way. So this brings us down here. You can see there. To this sort of tunnel area. Would be our laboratory. There we just put a few things there. And I decided to turn this into a laundrette. So yes, they come in here in the evenings, depending on which way it works out. They will sit along here. They would use this, they'll sit there, and that's why I put some of the Abraxo cleaner and stuff like that along here as well. I didn't bother filling any of these things up because when I started to do that, they started to fall out of it, which is a bit unusual. So I used this as our ironing board, only way I could put it, and I put a few other things in here, but they do come in here quite a lot. So that's our laundrette. We go in here, and this would be sort of more to do with our workbenches, and they use up here too. I didn't bother bringing power armor in, guys. Like I don't really use it, and all my power armor is mainly in sanctuary. I can't fast travel into sanctuary. I have to sort of go somewhere else and walk into it. So around here we have, I just put a few things here, and this would be our reactor. Now, what time of the day is it just for a moment? Right, so they won't be moving their way around yet. They're still sort of in work mode. Close that door. So we can get back down here. I don't mind these being open now that I've showed them to you. So we can go back down here. Everybody is working. But the problem is when it comes to the scavenging, they're just standing there. That's all they're doing. They're just standing around. So now we'll make our way out of here. As I said, they will get stuck on this for some reason. The cat's gone. Yeah, that's gone. They'll find their way out. See what I'm saying? They're just standing there. Yeah. There's another cat there. Right, okay. I'm leaving it, guys. I'm not going to worry about it. So this is what it looks like when we walk out here. And as I said, if you want these things to be able to harvest these, you need the fast travel out. This is one of the refurbished fountains And since we don't have water, I just put those disco ball lights on it to give it an effect. We have quite a few dogs in here as well. So one of the main reasons I wanted to do things differently as well, these pods from the Vault Tech thingamajig, uh, they're in a vault. And of course you can't, they have a very deep base on them. So I had to sort of put the floor around them. But I wanted this idea that you could sort of put these into a vault to make things look differently. So this is just the kitchen area here. This one is done up. The other one is for rent. In here I have two. People can go in here. This is just the bathroom. Now, the shower is in the pod, as I explained before, on the Christmas one. But at least you can hear the water, guys. Everybody can use the shower if they want to. They can come in here and use it. So, of course, nobody does. Where is it? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I spawned the cat in here. The cat walked out. So in here we have two more beds. And that one I pointed out to you, she actually sleeps in this bed. She was standing here and I pointed that bed to her. And she walked out the door and all the way around and ended up on a roof. So I don't know. It's just, it's comical. But anyway, so this area here, as I said, is to do with whoever is sleeping in here. And then you can go around here. And I put loads of turrets in here because super mutants usually spawn in around this section with me. So yeah, they can be taken care of. And as you can see, you can't get out of here. So if I go around to the other side of this, cats. Now this one is for rent. Because, yeah, even though I put it down, one of the first things I put down, it was one of the last things I decided to do. And I said, I can't do much with it. So it's just a bare bones thing. When people move in, they can place what they want in it. And it's the only building with a fire. I don't know whether it gets cold in here or not, but anyway, so it's just, and I put this bed from the Shroud Manor, which is an invisible bed that I can sleep in. So, the settlers can't use it. And this is just a basic bathroom, again, with a shower. They can use that if they want to. Go down here to get it. No, there we go. There we have it. So that's just for rent. So they can fit it in any way they want when they move in themselves. And this is part of the farmer's toolbox here. Like you can use roses, etc. Okay. Which makes things look nice. Because we have plenty of dogs. Now, do you see the way these pillars, I covered these in? I wanted that for all of these struts that are being used under the thing. But yeah, I haven't gotten, there's no way I can do that, guys, the way I covered them in. As you can see over there, they're just bare. So we have more. This is the farmer's thing again. And people are just standing. It's quite annoying. So over here, the one thing about it is when you come in here, you have, I think it's 2 trains. You can't do anything inside them really. And there's a huge problem because you have the rail. And if you try to pillar glitch, you can't go down very far. So I said, no, I'm going to use the box cars. So, yes, this guy, I'm going to sit here for an hour. This guy actually does. Yeah. He works in here. Let's give me a minute. He should be on. This is a full restaurant. There we go. Yeah. Can move now. Thank you. And of course,
Hi, how are you?
Well, there's somebody sitting here. Wonderful. And of course, the dogs and cats will queue up there, and he can glitch himself in and out of it, guys, so don't worry about him. So the thing about it is I wanted to put a train car in, so I decided, well, let's stand up here. All of these have sleeping bags in them. And I wanted to give an effect of a long length train type of thing around here. So as you can see, yes, they all use these things, place different things. Now, of course, here, they can get through here. There's steps here for that. I'm just going to close that door. And then down here, they all use them. So it just gives a long look, if you consider being on a train. And then if we go around here, in here, so a person does come in here and sleep, and they do come in here and use this as well. So and this is our weapon store in here. Of course, she's gone now, obviously the time that it's at. That's our weapon store. And then if we walk over here,
Yes.
and you can see these were the tunnels, I've made these into rooms, which I thought looked better in many ways. Like sometimes the vault can be very boring to build, guys. It really can, and the pieces don't fit, and then you want this thing to fit in and it won't fit in, etc. But that's one of these things I've built. So I have to go slowly. And then I decided I'm putting a bus up here. Well, you have giant trains and JCBs and the tunnels. Why not a bus? So they can sit down here. Of course, they come up here to play with this thing. And then the bus
Yeah.
behind me now, is there? Yeah, she's cooking up here. So yeah, as I said, there's a lot of people in here. And I put more of these roses and things down. And as I said, I wanted to cover all of these things. But yeah, I couldn't do it, guys. It's just too much. So I decided to put that there. As I said, if you leave the original trains, you can't do much inside them. But I glitched these things in here to make it look as if you took them off the trains as well. So around here, we have cats and dogs as well. And of course, you can get through onto the trains on this side as well. And then we just have an ordinary convenience room. And then up here, I did the same with this tunnel here. Now, for some reason, even though the bed is claimed, nobody will sleep on this bed, which I find odd because the other bed is in the same position in the other tunnel. So sometimes when I was stuck, I'd sleep here. But this is all the sandbagging things that I got, and I think they're great. They look very professional. I'm getting an awful lot of lag. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going to have to wait for a second. And as you can see, if I go over here, you can get up through here. But I have all that sandbagged as well. And yes, there's little steps if you want to get out this way. These are just ornament type of plants that come with the farmer's toolbox. So over here I have the water. I have 100 water in here that I placed myself. Now, of course, to place these things, you need to place them in the water and then do not connect them. Just pillar lift them and carry them all the way back up here and place them wherever the heck you want to place them. I showed that already with the mechanist layer, how to get water into the mechanist layer. This is our armor. What you call it? Store. As I said, there's not much done with it. I just put plywood along here. And as I said, I could have brought the power armor in, but I'm not really bothered with it, to be truthful. Over here, these are where people scavenge. I have been using a screwdriver in here, scavenging on these old what you call it, fridges, etc. And then we have this way up here. They're all standing around. This will bring you straight back up into the vault. Now I want to show something here. You see that there, if I can move back downstairs, that lamp there is technically floating. Well, once I place it, I cannot go near it again. I place this, yeah, I can't go near it. Yeah, can't go near it at all. That's as far as it goes. It's an invisible wall. And then I put some trees in here as well. I know it looks ridiculous, but so what? It's falling. You can see this plant is just sitting in midair. But they do use these sleeping bags. I have 2 sleeping bags up here. And then we just can look down this way. And this will bring us back in to the classroom. And we have other things around here as well for them to use. So we're going to go back down and back to 50 odd frames right now. Stay up here, guys, it'd be better. But that's sort of what it looks like there. You can have a look at that. So far, as I said, I have not been attacked. To find out. But hopefully it won't happen. Maybe it's to do with the fact I haven't connected the water. So, over here, I'm hoping I can get in here past this. I can open the store here.
You gotta try this. Slot machine, it's the best.
Now, I don't think I have that turned on in here because obviously I've fast traveled out. I don't really want to turn this on, guys, but, okay, let's just pick this up. No, pick it up. Put it back. There we go. Knowledge. So this would be one of the long tunnels. So I sort of sandbagged it out, as you can see. It's set up here. And you can see down there. So this could be one of the paths for these attacks as well.
Just can't lose.
Let's close that door. And just close this main door again so nobody will go out there.
Yes.
So this area was here and I didn't know what to do with it. So I glitched this boxcar in here. There's 3 parts. I had to glitch the 3 parts in separately because I hadn't got enough room to pick it all up in one go. So in here, it's just bits and bobs. Okay. I have more planters from the farmer's toolbox. And then up here, well, they can sit down here if they want to and have a look around. It's just something to show them, I suppose. Of course, I have water. I have 100 water in here. We do not require the other water. And that will go haywire on you anyway at some point. So, I have 3 beds here. This is a bed. The tent is a bed. The 2 tents are beds. But obviously you can't get into them. You just can use them, but they're considered beds. I just put them there just in case any more people came in, because as I said, I got 37 in here on my own, and I do not have any robots in here that I made. So this would be part of the Minuteman. Open that now. And this is our hydroponics. And this is where we're growing an awful lot of stuff. You see, they're all stuck. This is run on its own power, this area here. And this is a workbench here. So if I click that, you can get an awful lot of stuff out of it. But of course, it looks like hydroponics in many ways here. The rest obviously are not hydroponics. And yes, I couldn't decorate much in here either. Getting an awful lot of lag. So I just placed certain things up around here. Someone can have a view out here. And different things. I'm not going to walk around it too much, guys, because it's very iffy. So in here, we have a vault door. And yes, anybody can get through these doors, guys. I'm just telling you that. Like, I proved that before. So always make sure you have them somehow with some other sort of door protecting you. Come out here. There's electricity in there for that turret and for this door. Now, I like these doors, but this, I'll put this on so you can see it. I like these doors because enemies rarely get through them. So I have another turret down here. So if I turn that light out now, you'll see how dark it is. And we can open this. And that leads directly to the water over there. What's that noise I'm hearing? I don't know. So I have turrets all the way down there as well, just in case we are attacked. We'll go back up here. Make sure they're closed at all times. You see, I had these things up here. I didn't know what to do with this area, and then I said, no, I'll actually make it into a place where we can actually store seeds and grow items like we did in the Institute. We can close the door now. Helpful. And then we can close this one. There we go. And of course the vault has no sound in it except the weird eerie sounds, which can be quite annoying. Even the music doesn't play in here, and I can't put on radios. So this is the original trailer that Farrell had. I just added a set of stairs here and a radio in here. Just put some decorations on the wall, etc. But left things as they were. And yes, the person does sleep in here. And then down here, I left all this here as well. And as I said, for the first time ever, I brought traders in here because I think it sort of is okay. It's not actually a vault per se. It's sort of a vault and not a vault. And I brought brahmin in here. So I have 2 brahmin. Yeah, they get very upset when I walk past them. But, so yes, they're not causing any trouble. She's actually one of my scavengers that works down here on this. And this would be another area that you have to detect. I reached that. And as you can see here,
The enemy will never catch us up here.
yeah, but as you can see, I still have turrets here. And so far, so good. As I said, I have not been attacked, but sort of cannot say that's not going to happen. But I think it's odd because for the first time, I didn't connect the water. I just put on my own water. So maybe that's the issue. I don't know. Frame rates are gone again. And I just put some workstations up here for these guys if they want to go up here. So, and of course they really need to dress themselves as well. I put a turret in here just in case. I closed this area off as well. So that's basically it, guys. And the thing about it is, I can show you, I'll open this now, hoping nothing happens. Have a look at that. I haven't even got to the yellow on that, and that's only the second build bar. And I basically built most of this with that one bar. So I think there is obviously a glitch going on. So what time is it now? Yeah, they're not sort of moving at all. Maybe I should sit down somewhere, they might. And I wanted to put all those posters and all up on all over these walls, but no, that wasn't going to work. So let's see if everybody will go to bed now. So there's quite a lot of food in here. There's 50 odd food. And the children sort of bring, I think it is 2 food with them as well. So there's 50 odd food in here. And I'm just hoping nobody else arrives, to be truthful about it. But that's basically what it looks like. In many ways, it was more exciting than building a vault. But it's only, as I said, condensed into one area. Probably why I'm having so much problems with it. But let me know what you think in the comments anyway. I try and do a fly around here, but I don't think it's going to be much good because you hit certain areas, you go into white walls. So, I'll see what I can do. Sort of go up here a bit. I have to be very gentle about this because I said you could end up. Have a look at it down here. Because if I hit one of these walls, everything will turn white. So, you can see the way it's sort of all weaved around it. This, as I said, is a favorite area of them. And usually a gym is, but I'm talking about this is sort of like the place that they like to sit down and eat, etc. And of course up here, I want to go very gingerly up here. Up here, I will actually find a lot of people standing up here, which makes no sense to me. There's hardly any room to stand here, but they will stand up here. And of course, I could use move to player, etc. Commands, but it becomes a bit annoying. They kept standing along here as well, put these things in, and they stopped doing that. So around here, might get the odd person that will still be on the machines. Yeah, that's the one I keep telling you about. You will not go to the bed. You will not go to the room I gave her. I don't know why. Of course, you can move around that way here as well. I have things connected. There's a lot of power in here. There's over 600 power. And as I said here, I wanted to place all the posters and signs, but yeah, couldn't do it, guys. Too much, just too much. So to have a look here, go gently through here. You see the third bed, they won't use that for some reason. Well, we go through here. There's really nothing in here at all. I just thought it was a nice way of sort of making an area for them. You see they will use the beds. A lot of them use them. It depends. Now, as I said, he's glitched himself out of there. They will glitch themselves in. And that bed is in exactly the same position as the other bed. So what's out here? Yeah. I think it's just a nice way of sort of using the space. And it looks busy and all that type of thing. I think it's actually much better than just building the Blandau vault. Now over here, anytime I try to put anything else in here, the game would just crash. Of course, going down here, you can go right through here. You see where we are. I still have another wall in here. So you probably have an idea where we are now. As far as I know, you go down here, that brings you down to the water. Yeah, so we're not going down there. I didn't turn it on. To me, it was pointless to see now if I get down here, guys. It ended up right. All seeing white things move over here. And I put the glass there on purpose because while I didn't want a greenhouse, which seems ridiculous, I wanted walls in case anybody came through here because that will protect them um, as well. Ah, look at this. Yeah. It never fails to amaze me, guys. Really and truly. I don't know. They just fit in anywhere. And as I said, going through here, hopefully that door shut after it didn't. I have to go back and do that. So going through here, if you are to follow with building the vault, you can go down here, bring a floor down here, move back up here as I did in the previous vault, and this will bring you into the water. All right, just so you know that's direct line to it. But we don't want that right now. I said this is our hydroponics, but I have to shut that door. I had an idea I hit the wrong one, but I'll do that later because anybody can walk through. And where's the other one? The other opening we have would be down here. It's very odd seeing these guys in here. But just so you know where we are. So there you go. So I just walled it off, as I said, and have that waiting on anybody who comes through. And of course, it's a very obviously we're in a cave. It's extremely dark as well, and you need to be able to light it up. But if your power goes, that's why I put in quite a lot of lamps, oil lamps and candles, etc. So if the power goes, they do have something to keep the place lit because I'd be the one that have to repair the thing. And this is our. They usually another person sleeps here. They're all, as I said, standing around. He's probably asleep right now, this guy at the end. Let's have a look. Yeah, he's asleep. Standing up. Go through here. And inside door in through here. Yeah, as I said, somebody does use in here as well. That's about it. I can get up here, I suppose. Yeah. So it's quite a lot of people in here. As I said, I was surprised the amount of people I got in here, to be truthful about it. I know you can get a lot of people in the vault because a lot of people use the vault for their companions. I don't think I have a bed down here, do I? No. It would be over here. Be a bed up on this section here. Is it in? I think it's in this tank. Yeah, so somebody uses that. As I said, I don't think anybody has claimed this one yet, even though it's saying it's claimed. Somebody is in there. No. And of course down here, they're getting up now. 2 people should be in there. as I said, they do use these. It's up higher, is it? Wherever I got them, they're up here now, I think. They do use these. That's down here. They're already up though. But it's odd that I can't actually, suppose I can there now. Yeah. Not an awful lot of room, but um yeah, but that's the way it is. Just allows you place things. I think that's the only way they can access anything as well. But of course, the big spawn area would be here for me, right here, where the middle of the atrium would be, which is problematic. I hope it doesn't happen again, but if it does, it does. And let me just go out here. Probably more people stuck. No. I'm just wondering if the cat escaped. No, the cat is still there. Cat usually goes out the window, as I said. It's very odd. We go through here. Wow, what the heck was that? So instead we have our door closed. I really like these things. They give a lovely glow. Of course, I have a little turret in there. And of course, these, where is this now? These will be full of the ball suits and pit boys. Now, if you dress your people in ball suits, they'll start saying, oh, Ball's life basically is wonderful, or you're the overseer. If you don't dress them, they just behave like ordinary settlers. I saw somebody else moving there. So they all get themselves stuck in certain areas, like even though it is quite a big area. Well, there we go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think of it in the comments, because I'm not trying to be smart. Anybody who has built the vault on a continuous basis knows it's extremely boring, and the vault it's a horrible place to be basically in. You need the music, you need the radios going all the time, etc. But let me know what you think, and until the next time, look after yourselves and each other. God bless.